Over the last few months, we've reported on several stories involving people blatantly lying to police. NewsCenter 16's Joshua Short covered a few of them and now is tonight looking into why people go so far to file false statements. He joins me in the studio to help us understand the signs of fabrication.
It's a phenomenon that's gaining traction, not just locally, but nationwide. You'll see momentarily some incidents that have even made it to court. Filing false reports to police can cause days, if not months of investigations, man hours, and of course, intense searches. Now, Mo, you and I were both at this very desk about 2 months ago when this happened.
Police confirm a woman lied about a knife attack in Niles yesterday.
US 31 is closed both north and southbound between Kern and State Road 4. Now, police say a man was running around the road claiming to be looking for a missing 2-year-old.
49-year-old John Lewis had reported the crime and originally told police there was a home invasion and that his wife was shot by 2 strangers.
All of these instances in the last 4 months. So I went digging to find out why fabricating and falsifying to police happens in the first place.
So it's actually probably very common. So many people are very egocentric, which means that they are very limited in their capacity to see how their actions affect others. And they almost can't see that far.
Dr. Erin Leonard is a psychotherapist. She's even written a book on similar situations. She says there are usually 2 types of people. Person A, for instance, is not egocentric. They understand their actions can have implications on others and are very insightful and introspective. Then there's person B, egocentric, not accountable for his or her actions, and has a distorted sense of reality. Character B is more than likely to make a false police report.
They readily, feel very justified in what they're doing because they feel like they're the victim.
Dr. Leonard also says the motive can be anything from wanting attention to seeking revenge to even acting out anger and
entertainment, which is that's probably the most sad one, is when people do this for entertainment.
But the consequences are nowhere near entertaining.
When we find out after investigating something that you falsely reported it, we are going to forward that report to the Berrien County Prosecutor's Office for charges of filing a false police report.
On the force for nearly 40 years, Berrien County Sheriff Paul Bailey knows all too well the effects of those false reports.
That takes detectives away from what they're doing, or it takes an officer away from, taking other calls while they're investigating something that didn't happen. When you pull somebody off the road, it stops them from patrolling other areas or taking other calls that may be out there. Could be a serious accident that comes in that all of a sudden they're tied up taking a false report that's taking time away from saving somebody's life.
And the lives of those first responders.
It definitely takes the toll. So, if you think about it, they are doing their best to get to, the scene at any cost, and they get there, they're suited up and they're ready to go, and then it's not a genuine report or a genuine incident. And that, I feel like that's really hard.
When you call for the police, we're there to help you, but understand if you call us to try to get somebody in trouble and the complaints are false that you reported, that you have to suffer the consequences.
Now, those consequences depend on which state you live in, but you could end up in jail on either side of the state line. In Michigan, if the report filed is false and is a misdemeanor, the person charged could get up to 93 days in jail and or a fine of $500. If the false report filed is a felony, you could get up to 4 years in prison and up to $2,000 in fines. But in Indiana, the laws are a bit different. Filing false reports can also be labeled a Class A or B misdemeanor. That's at least 5 months in jail and at least $1,000 in fines. Now, in rare cases, a false report could be labeled a level 6 felony in Indiana, and that's punishable with up to 2.5 years in prison and up to a fine of $10,000. So, Mo, a lot of numbers for sure.
Yeah, big bucks. So, Josh, you have a lot more resources on the criminal code and Dr. Leonard's book online.
That's correct, Mo. Just head to the WNDU app or WNDU.com and check out this story on the fines of fabrication.
All right, Josh, thanks a lot.